Hey everybody, happy Friday! A long weekend. It is super nice out. It's super warm out. I'm hearing conflicting weather reports. I'm going to be really honest about rain, thunder showers, and snow. I've been hearing that S word, and I know there's parts of the country that have been getting that. Sorry guys. You are once again charging, because that's what happens at the end of the day. I charge my phone, and I've got this really weird metal clasp on my phone, so I guess I'll just have to do it that way. Okay, today we're talking about attempting to find balance in your life through the things that we're addicted to, and without acknowledging what those addictions are. And so when we're talking about addictions, I'm clearly not a doctor. I'm not an addictions therapist. I'm not an addictions counselor. I'm not necessarily talking about me counseling you through your addictions, but I just want to talk to you about what it looks like to try to find balance while juggling those addictions, and what maybe it might look like if we acknowledge those addictions and look forward. Because remember, we talk a lot about if we're always looking behind us and we're trying to move forward, we're going to stumble, right? We're going to trip over something. Something's going to come up in our life and it's going to trip us up. My name is Christine Gillis from Fit Balance Coaching. And if you've been following this blog series, we've been talking a lot about just being really busy moms and dads who want to find balance, and what balance might look like for you and what it might look like for me, and some of the things that I do to just try to find some sort of balance or harmony within our lives. So when we're talking about addictions, we can be talking about food addictions, attention and being attention seeking, cigarettes, alcohol, being addicted to sugar, things that we feel serve a purpose. And you guys, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with addictions if it serves you, right? Like, if you love sugar and you're not having the adverse effects of sugar, which I would contest and say that most people have the adverse effects of sugars, meaning the high blood pressure, artery issues, blood pressure, all the things that kind of blood pressure, blood sugar, I think I said those two things. Those are related to having increased sugars in your blood. People who are addicted to carbs, that was me. I kind of feel like it's Noah for a very, very long time, because I felt like I needed carbs. I need to have a starch. Oh, I need to have, of course I'm going to have rice or sweet potato or quinoa with my dinner, because I don't not eat carbs. Carbs are good for you. Here's the thing. Carbs are sugar, right? And I'm not saying that carbs are bad for you, but carbs are a form of sugar. And so if they are having an effect on your body, and lately I've been cutting sugars out because I've been noticing that my mind is foggy, and I'm just not thinking very clearly. I feel really lethargic when I cut them out. And when I put them back in, I feel great when I cut them out. But when I put them back in, you guys, I start to feel really foggy and cloudy and bloated and yucky. Does that mean I have an intolerance to grains and carbs and gluten? I think I do. But I've cut them out now for about 2 weeks and I feel amazing. But the addictive personality comes in when you are asking yourself whether or not something that you're addicted to serves you. And you can't look at an addiction in a negative way, right? I mean, clearly something like being addicted to something that's not serving you health-wise is something that you should be looking at and kind of dismissing and saying, you know what, I've done that for this many amounts of years maybe, and it's brought me to where I am. That's important to recognize. It has brought you to where you are right now, whether you are a mom or whatever your job is, whatever obstacles you have overcome with that assistance of whatever that addiction is. You guys, you can't look at that as a bad thing, because if you do, then you're never going to be in balance. You're never going to find harmony. You're always going to be looking back going, oh, I wish I hadn't have started smoking. Oh, I wish I hadn't have started drinking. Oh, I wish I hadn't have started eating copious amounts of sugar. Oh, I wish I hadn't have started dieting. Yo-yo dieting, you guys, is an addiction. You if you're constantly weighing yourself and your emotions are tied to that number, and your negative outbursts and your negative energy is tied to whether or not that number goes up, and when that number goes down, you feel really good about yourself, that can be addictive, big time. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at what it is that you're feeling addicted to. Someone's getting on my front door. I have to go to the bathroom. That's my life. Look at what it is and say thank you, right? Thank you for bringing me this far. Thank you for being that crutch in my life that got me through, I don't want to say pregnancy because I'm thinking of smoking and drinking and negative things, but maybe you did, right? You can't look at things like things that you think are a bad addiction and look at it in a bad way and want to quit it and move on. Because do you know when you quit it and move on, when you own it and go, you know what, it's brought me to where I am right now, but it no longer serves me. So when you start to realign what you want and what you're projecting, like we talked about yesterday, and the choices that you want to be making, it's not a matter of ignoring what you've been doing and trying to quit it and put it in the past and what's done is done. And because it's true, what's done is done, but you have to acknowledge that it was okay up until now. It's been okay to be a smoker, a drinker, eating tons of carbs, eating tons of sugar, being a yo-yo dieter. I am so guilty of being that yo-yo dieter who goes with the next best thing and let's do this and let's jump on this gravy train and let's cut that out and now what I do is I have a diet. I don't go on a diet. I have a diet. So I just cut things out that don't serve me. Breads and cereals and pasta for a very long time now have not been serving me. But also things like brown rice and quinoa, sweet potatoes, they're actually kind of okay. They started to not be okay in my system. That's not addictive. That's me going, I don't want those. They don't make me feel good. I'm going to have drinks on my patio tonight. There's gluten, there's wheat, there's stuff in there that is probably going to irritate my stomach. But guess what? I want to do that. Like I want to have a couple drinks. You need to be okay with whatever serves you. So in the moment, whatever it is that's been your addiction, if you're addicted to food, you can't look back on your whole life and say, you know what, this is just the way it is because I've been overweight my whole life. That's never going to be the solution for you if you're trying to move forward and find a solution that's different than what you've been using all along. I hope that makes sense. Trying to find balance amongst our addictions. Okay, have a great long weekend. I will be checking in tomorrow. Chat soon.